No one saw this coming. Not Papoose, not the internet, and not even the most dedicated fans who were convinced that nothing serious was unfolding behind the scenes. What began as a seemingly insignificant moment, a casual mention by 50 Cent, during an unrelated feud, quickly spiraled into something far more complex and explosive than anyone could have anticipated. At first, it felt like typical internet theatrics. A name dropped for effect, a spark meant to ignite conversation, and perhaps a strategic jab in true 50 Cent fashion. After all, his reputation for trolling and calculated provocation is well established. But this time, the reaction was different. The situation didn't fade away as many expected. Instead, it expanded rapidly, unraveling into a web of claims, responses, and unanswered questions. Initially, the mention appeared harmless, just another moment of social media tension. However, within hours, speculation began to build. The internet, always hungry for controversy, latched onto the names involved, dissecting every detail and searching for context. What made this situation unique was not just the mention itself, but the depth of the narrative that followed. It became clear that there was more beneath the surface than a simple exchange of words. At the center of this unfolding drama was Claressa Shields, a figure known for her discipline, resilience, and dominance in the boxing world. A two-time Olympic gold medalist and undisputed champion, Shields has built her career on unwavering focus and an ability to thrive under pressure. Her public persona has always been one of control, someone who does not easily falter in the face of adversity. This is precisely why the situation caught so many people off guard. Observers began to note subtle shifts in her responses, nothing overt, but enough to suggest that the situation was more serious than it initially appeared. Meanwhile, another name began to gain prominence in the narrative: Maserati Bud. Unlike typical internet rumors that rely on vague sources or anonymous leaks, this situation stood out because of the specificity of the claims attributed to him. According to various accounts circulating online, he did not rely on indirect suggestions or cryptic posts. Instead, he allegedly provided detailed descriptions, accounts that went beyond casual acquaintance or industry connections. These details reportedly included references to specific visits, particular dates, and even descriptions of physical spaces. There were claims about being inside certain rooms, noticing particular furniture, and recalling moments that, if true, would suggest a level of familiarity that could not easily be dismissed. This level of precision is what fueled much of the public intrigue. In situations like these, vague accusations often fade quickly. But detailed narratives, especially those that paint vivid pictures, tend to linger and demand attention. What further complicated matters was the suggestion that this story did not originate with 50 Cent at all. According to insiders, whispers about a connection between Claressa Shields and Maserati Bud had been circulating privately for months, possibly even close to a year before the situation became public. These rumors reportedly existed within smaller circles, among bloggers, insiders, and individuals connected to the entertainment and sports worlds. Some accounts even suggest that attempts were made to suppress earlier discussions, with posts being removed and conversations discouraged. If these reports are accurate, then 50 Cent's involvement may not have been the beginning of the story, but rather a catalyst that brought it into the public eye. His timing, often described as strategic, appeared to amplify something that was already quietly building. By introducing the topic on a platform with massive reach, he transformed what might have remained a niche discussion into a full-scale public spectacle. As the situation evolved, responses, or the lack thereof, became just as significant as the claims themselves. Papoose, known for his loyalty and measured demeanor, remained notably quiet. In the world of public figures, silence can carry multiple interpretations. Some viewed it as a sign of composure and restraint, while others saw it as an indication that the situation was too complex to address directly. Either way, his absence from the conversation only added to the speculation. At one point, Claressa Shields attempted to address the situation directly by sharing a recorded phone call. The intention behind this move appeared clear: to provide transparency and put an end to the growing narrative. By presenting what seemed to be direct evidence, the goal was likely to demonstrate that there was nothing to hide. However, according to various interpretations, this strategy may not have had the intended effect. Instead of resolving the situation, the release of the call reportedly intensified it. Some observers suggested that it shifted the dynamics, prompting Maserati Bud to reconsider his own approach. There were claims that he interpreted the move as an attempt to control the narrative, which in turn led to suggestions that additional information, possibly recordings or footage, could be revealed. Among the most talked about elements of the situation were the detailed claims surrounding specific events, including references to a Christmas night. According to circulating accounts, these descriptions included precise details about location, environment, and interactions. Whether or not these claims are accurate remains a matter of debate, but their specificity played a crucial role in sustaining public interest. In controversies like this, details are often what determine longevity. General accusations may spark initial attention, but it is the granular, vivid descriptions that keep audiences engaged. They create a sense of realism, prompting people to analyze, question, and discuss every aspect of the story. As the narrative continued to unfold, it became increasingly clear that multiple layers were at play. There were suggestions of earlier warnings, including reports that Remy Ma may have raised questions privately before the situation became public. While the exact nature of these concerns remains unclear, their existence added another dimension to the story, hinting at complexities that extend beyond what has been publicly shared. At the same time, the role of media and online platforms cannot be overlooked. The transformation of this situation, from a quiet rumor to a widely discussed controversy, highlights the power of visibility. A single post, when amplified by a large audience, can reshape narratives and bring hidden discussions into the spotlight. In this case, the combination of timing, platform, and existing rumors created a perfect storm. Behind the scenes, there are indications that those involved are navigating a challenging and evolving situation. For Claressa Shields and her team, the dilemma appears to center around how best to respond. On one hand, addressing every claim risks prolonging the controversy. On the other hand, remaining silent can lead to assumptions and interpretations that may not align with reality. This balancing act is a common challenge for public figures facing complex situations. For Maserati Bud, the approach described by insiders suggests a level of calculation. Rather than releasing everything at once, there are indications that information may be shared strategically, with careful consideration of timing and impact. This method not only sustains attention, but also keeps the narrative unpredictable, as, for the broader public, the situation has become a topic of intense discussion. Social media platforms are filled with theories, analyses, and debates, with users attempting to piece together a coherent timeline from fragmented information. In many ways, the story has taken on a life of its own, evolving beyond the control of any single individual. What makes this saga particularly compelling is the interplay between perception and reality. Each new piece of information, whether confirmed, denied, or unverified, shapes how the story is understood. The absence of definitive answers only adds to the intrigue, leaving room for interpretation and speculation. Ultimately, what began as a seemingly minor moment has transformed into a complex and multifaceted narrative. It is a story about timing, visibility, and the power of details. It demonstrates how quickly situations can escalate in the digital age, where information spreads rapidly and narratives can shift in an instant. As it stands, the situation remains unresolved. There are still unanswered questions, unverified claims, and the possibility of further developments. Whether additional information will emerge, or whether the story will gradually fade, remains to be seen. One thing, however, is certain. This was never just a simple mention or a fleeting moment of online drama. It became something far larger, drawing in multiple individuals, perspectives, and layers of complexity. And as long as there are details left unexplored and questions left unanswered, the story will continue to hold the attention of those watching closely.